about 10,000 miles now on the daily. And we got some stuff to do on this thing. We got to fix this stance that we got going on here, first of all. Man, Dodges seem to be the worst about the rake on that stance. So they need a leveling kit. Every one I've had just about, I've done one on. And a couple other little mods to fix some really kind of chintzy things. 10,000 mile review real quick. That's okay. I've had 3 or 4 4th gens, and I really feel that those are better trucks. There's just some build quality stuff. This truck is all stock besides a mid muffler delete. Previous owner put stiffer rear springs and a Rhino liner bed liner. But the build quality just doesn't seem to be there on the 5th gen versus I've had 3 or 4 4th gens. Like tailgate latches aren't tight, you know what I mean? Hit bumps, you hear that. Passenger mirror lens kind of routed itself apart. The front parking sensors, you would just be driving down the highway and they'll go off as if you're about to hit something. This one we're gonna fix today. These guys, I've heard on all the 5th gens, these things self-destruct. Both of mine are blown out. If you pop this thing, I mean, it's falling apart. You could just, that one's completely apart. If you pop that one down, it falls out. So we've got a repair kit for that supposedly fixes those, because I've read that even when people replace these, they go bad again in like a year. So there's a kit that holds it all together that I'm gonna try. I don't know, but it's okay. I mean, it's a half-ton Dodge, right? So it's gonna be a decent truck no matter what. It's got the Hemi, which the 5.7 Hemi, in my opinion, is one of the best V8s ever built. 8-speed transmission, posi rear end. So it's okay. Those stiff springs make it so it can actually tow or have some payload rather. But that's pretty much it. It's been a decent truck. It's got 56,000 on it. So I'm going to throw a leveling kit in this thing and see if we can fix those visors. Got our Supreme Suspensions leveling kit. Judging by the shape of these pucks, these probably go, you probably had to take the strut apart in the front to get these in, which is different than the 4th gens I've done. The 4th gens, the spacers go above the strut. These ones look like they probably go in the strut, especially since it came with a coil compressor kit. So, sure. Oh, someone's upset about the Amazon truck. It's okay, man. It's doing its job. And then this is that repair kit for the visors. I don't know if it's going to work or not. It was like 16 bucks on Amazon. We're going to try it. So I'm going to put these babies in and get going here. We are going to be doing wheels and tires on this thing here shortly. As you guys know who follow the channel, I am not a fan of the 20-inch wheels that come on everything now. The old girly man 20s. I'm going to do basically very similar to those, except for 18s, I think is the smallest you can go on these 5th gens. They got big old brakes on them. I mean, significantly bigger than the 4th gen. So I think 18s, but black Baja wheels, very similar to what's on the 2nd gen. So we're going to be doing those, but not right this second. I got to get them ordered. Going to do BFG all-terrain, some 33s with some 18s. All right, because this thing's got EPS, I believe we've got to disconnect that steering box. There should be a plug somewhere in here. Yep, right there. So we got to disconnect this guy. 31,000 plugs on the steering rack are discoed. Sitting here going, what an eclectic group of Mopars. We got the old 2nd gen, the 5th gen, the Shelby. It's an 86 Daytona, and the Challenger. Now, it occurred to me the other day that I'm out of projects because the Shelby is just about done. For you, those of you who don't follow the Shelby build, click up here. So I'm in this uncomfortable, strange position where I'm essentially out of projects. Large projects anyway. I'm always going to be tinkering on this old junk. But I I got the most unexpected phone call the other day. And we know what the next project's gonna be, and you guys are gonna be surprised. I'll give you a hint. It is a pickup truck. It is not a Dodge, which is weird. Never owned a non-Dodge before. And it's gonna be a hot rod. Comment down below what you think it is. All right, I got updates. Got everything disconnected, tie rod in, although, which, by the way, pretty darn loose. This thing needs tie rod ends. It's got a little shimmy in the steering wheel, so that makes sense. So I got that disconnected. Got the sway bar undone. Got the upper ball joint disconnected. I beat on it. The only hammer I have is a carpentry hammer because this is the Mopar Garage and we don't have the right tool for the right job most of the time. So in order to get my, couldn't get it to budge with the carpentry hammer, so my puller wouldn't fit. So I actually cut the end off of the shaft here for the ball joint, so I get my puller on there, and that got her separated. So now, lower shock bolt's loose, but it's not out. There's a lot of tension on it. I'm gonna loosen these upper shock bolts and support this thing with a jack, and that should allow that strut to come out. And then we compress the strut and pull it apart, so. We got our shockolator out. Speaking of the crappy quality of 5th gens, these ball joints are on their way out as well. There's not play, but they are pretty loose. Junk. All right, let's get this thing separated. Well, we're in it now. We got the spring compressed, getting this top pad off. We hit this nut and it broke free, but then now the whole deal is spinning. So we may have to get we've got to get this 3/4 inch on there and then an 8mm socket on the end. So I'm gonna try to vice grip the 3/4. Hopefully I can get enough hold on it to get this 8 to then turn the center. Here we go. I think we got it. That is some redneck ingenuity there, I guess. Oh, come on, baby. Yeah, we're definitely moving it. I'm gonna get another bite on this 3/4 inch socket, see if I can get it tighter. Come on, baby. Keep coming. Shoot. Now that we're getting the nut looser, we're losing our shaft here. We're losing the bite that we have on the ratchet. Let's see if we can hit her with an impact and break it free. Maybe. No. Negative. Man, we're close. Maybe I can hold this nut with this guy. Dang it, we got some action on it, but the problem is, now as that nut comes out, we lose what we've got to bite on with this 8mm. Could drill out, I could ruin this socket and drill out this hole so that the 8 fits through it. So I'm wasting a bunch of time drilling the middle of a socket out, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm an idiot. why don't I just go buy half-inch drive? The only half-inch drive sockets I have are impact, and they're too long. So I'm like, I can just go buy a half-inch drive, and then the 8 will fit in there just fine. What a waste of time. All right. Line the spring up. And then I think this thing's only torqued to like 26 foot-pounds. Click. Sweet. All right. Everything looks lined up. Now we'll decompress our spring. Good deal. Decompress. Never use an impact on these, by the way. All right, we got our new shockolator in. Not tight yet. I'm gonna go through and tighten everything all at once. Sway bar link is loosely hooked up. This guy's next. We're gonna go ahead and jack up and get the knuckle onto our already worn out 50,000 mile ball joint. And then after that, we'll hook up our already worn out 50,000 mile tie rod end. And we will be lifted up on the passenger side. No! Come back to me! Whew. Sweet! All right, we're just gonna tighten everything up. And we've got a lifted truck on one side. All right, driver's side shock is out. Strut, I guess you would call it. Got everything kind of tied up, sitting there. Got the shock on the tailgate. Just gonna repeat that process. Obviously my main concern is this nut on the top here. We're gonna hit it with some juice. Not a great design, but we'll get it. I'll check back in with you when we get her apart. All right, our red neckery worked once again. Got the top hat apart. Just the old socket and the vice grips, and then the old 8mm through it. What a crappy design, though. They need to make it so that you could just put a wrench on that thing and take it off. But in any case, let's throw the spacer in. Get the spring back lined up, throw her back together. Spacer is in, nut is tight with some Loctite on the top, and she's ready to go back together. All right, we're all back together and torqued to my imaginary specifications. And let me tell you, it's hot. Whew, I'm glad this job's about done, because I mean, it's late September in Charleston, which means it's still like 90 degrees. But Yeah, we got both sides. Let's throw the wheel on, see how this puppy looks. Oh yeah, much better. Fired this thing up to move it. Wanted that front suspension to settle in a little bit. Hit a couple bumps over here, and it seems to have. I forgot to hook up my power steering when I first started. I said, why does this thing have no power steering? So anyway, that's plugged back in, and man, that looks a lot better. I would say it is dead level, 2-inch level in the front. I almost went 2.5, and now I'm glad I didn't, because that looks just about perfect. Oh, that's so much better. Heck yeah. We'll need an alignment, but that's much better. Heck yeah. Beautiful. All right, man, it's like 1,000,000 degrees, and I don't feel like doing that sun visor fix today. I'll do it off camera later. It's gonna do it for this video. Stay tuned. The next video will have the next project in it. So pretty excited. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.